Okay, Scary Movie 6 official trailer. So you're gonna do this. I'm gonna watch the Easter egg one, but yeah, let's jump in it, bro. I be seeing clips, bro. I'm watching mute the song beginning, bro. Got Megan. Yeah. See, it looks like an. Oh hell no!
Oh my God! He stabbed her.
He.
Not her. My pronouns are they them. He stabbed them.
Oh damn! We got Kai Sned. Look at this nigga.
There's a serial killer on the loose.
Hello, Tuesday.
Tuesday? So we got Wednesday and Tuesday, bro.
Hello, mother. You look like shit.
She got smashed.
Should we hug? I really want to, but I'm a Republican now, so I'm supposed to be racist.
Oh, girl, I think
What?
white people are racist anyway. Come here.
Okay. Oh.
Tell of a Halloween.
We got sinners, bro.
Drink, play bad music, do some half gay shit.
Why
What?
just half gay?
Oh my, yeah, bro. Yeah, see, okay, that's from Get Out, right? Yeah.
Stop smiling.
Is that Jim Carrey? No, that's Smile. Damn, weapons? Terrifying.
Santa gave me a severed arm. Be sure to thank him.
What the?
Oh hell no!
Somebody help! Help!
Get up.
We on break, so you handle yours. I'll be right over here eating my falafel and my pork rinds. Bitch.
Damn, June 12th.
I'm Jessica Clemens, and while
You wanna see the
Scream 7
Easter eggs
explores
or
the real
this?
horror, being its box office numbers and reviews, Marlon Wayans
Damn,
has come
yeah,
through
Scary-
and leaked his Scary
Scream
Movie 6
7.
trailer. This is Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool's test footage all over again.
Were you behind the leak?
That's a great question.
Anna Faris, Regina Hall, Chris Elliott, Dave Sheridan, Anthony Anderson, Sherry O'Terry, Marlon and Sean Wayans, and more are all returning for Scary Movie 6. Marlon is also penning the script alongside Sean and Keenan Ivory Wayans. And for those of you who grew up as Scary Movie fans like I did, this is a pretty big deal because the Wayans brothers were
Scary
the
Movie
ones who
1,
really
2,
started
3,
the
4,
franchise, and they've been absent from like
5,
the last
6,
3 movies, so now we're running it
8.
back. In this video, we'll go over all those returning for this movie, when they last appeared in the franchise, what movies they're spoofing,
But the
and just
last
how
movie
many
came out in
times they're gonna kill
2013,
Brenda
bro.
again. The movie came out in 2013, literally
Damn.
13 years ago, which is kind
13?
of ironic, you know, considering the superstitious horror number that is 13, and it's what's bringing us back to the franchise. I just love it. Although we've been calling it Scary Movie 6, the film will reportedly just be titled Scary Movie, and honestly, this makes sense. It's been 13 years, and while this feels like a return for a lot of us who grew up with the movies, it's also essentially a fresh start, especially since the Wayans haven't been this involved since Scary Movie 2 that released in like 2001. This time, the film is directed by Michael Tides. Tides previously directed A Haunted House, which felt very much in the same wheelhouse of Scary Movie, but focused mainly on parodying Paranormal Activity. That was his first feature. Since then, he's continued working in the spoof space with movies like 50 Shades of Black and A Haunted House 2. The first scene of this trailer is spoofing Scream 6 when the kids are on the subway amongst a lot of IPs. You get Michael, Pinhead, even small connections to Jordan Peele's Us. A lot of the characters that you actually will see in this trailer. In total, Scary Movie 6 will be spoofing Sinners, The Substance, Wednesday, Weapons, Longlegs, Terrifier, Maw, Halloween, Megan, Get Out, and Smile, which yes, is a lot of movies. When the trailer opens, I like that all the characters are kind of slightly altered. We have Jason Voorhees. Instead of the red triangle on the forehead, he has now a red sad face. In the same shot is a version of Pennywise in the back. We have Bubba, Leatherface, with his misformed face mask and apron with a tie. We then see a flash of the Hard Eyes Killer from Hard Eyes, released last year. We then get Megan doing what Megan does best, and in one of her shots, you can see Pinhead and Chucky as well. Next to Chucky is Michael Myers on the right and Jigsaw on the left, and Jigsaw was like the whole focus of Scary Movie 4, so this is kind of funny. There's also a man in a yellow turtleneck, which could be a reference to the original Wicker Man. There's also the Babadook. And if you look more closely from another angle, we see a generic white mask, unlike the one that Ghostface wears. And Gina thinks this could be loosely connected to The Purge. She even offered 1960s Eyes Without a Face, which may be too obscure for this movie, but I think both options are very valid. There are a few other funny looking costumes that are a little harder to make out, like a guy holding a pickaxe, which could be poking fun at My Bloody Valentine, and the man next to him is wearing a reflective black trench coat and black hat, which might be a spoof of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Bro,
I know know both of those movies are older, but it's worth noting the
damn.
timing. My Bloody Valentine was rebooted in 2009, 3 years after Scary
2009?
Movie 4 and 4 years before Scary Movie 5. And I Know What You Did Last Summer, though it was the original
God
focus
damn.
of the first Scary Movie, it was remade in 2025, well after the last Scary Movie was released. So those movies technically
Oh my god. Okay, see
missed
this.
the release windows the first time around. Or, you know, for I Know What You Did Last Summer, the reboot has. We also have a
Oh,
clear
yeah.
Run DMC or just more 70s, 80s b-boy with a tracksuit, beatbox, and chains, and of course a cop, which could be another different version of horror. The fun doesn't just end with the costumes. Oh no, the set deck is actually pretty funny and wild itself. The subway runs from Woodsville to Elm Street, a clear nod to Nightmare on Elm Street, just
damn.
to play off of that. In the background, you'll see a poster that says, "Okay, Bloomer Florist," and then we'll get an equally corny pronoun joke. And y'all saying Gen Z ain't gonna like this because they're too woke, or they've always
Yeah,
been
hell
this
no.
crazy.
I mean,
Firstly,
hell,
pronoun
what?
jokes have always been corny. They were corny then, they're corny now. They're just low-hanging boomer-ass Facebook mom pod jokes. It's corny.
He stabbed
tomatoes,
them?
I don't care what you think.
Wait.
I know some of you girls like to tussle with me, so let me just say, I love the Scary Movie franchise. This was simply just a corny joke. I'm sure there will be other corny jokes in this movie that they just didn't show in the trailer, but I do like that her poster says stop banning books, except Harry Potter, and I'm sure it's because J.K. Rowling. And of course, we then get Ghostface. The fact that he is Megan, and he removes his mask and stands up and reveals himself, it's really just giving Liam Neeson's Naked Gun. The trailer then transitions to a spoof of a Kai Cenat stream with Kai Cenat, and honestly, this is very funny.
See?
This feels like we could be spoofing the first movie's like,
Bro, now the fact that everybody, like, it ain't matter because bro is in the movie. Like, god damn it, the nigga can't take a break, bro. Like, damn.
as a moment, but instead of like phone calls, it's now evolved into streaming. I assume they're all returning in the original roles, so maybe Marlon is Shorty. He even does the iconic laugh. The funny part though is later above Brenda's fireplace you can see a memorial plaque to Shorty, a red 8-ball, and a golden bong. Above that is a photo of Shorty from the first Scary Movie going, "What's that?" So I think Shorty's actually dead and this will be Shorty's kid. Marlon Wayans is playing
What?
his son because he died in the franchise. Technically they did this in Black Phone 2 with Robin, so it works. And also this area above the fireplace is a callback to Scream 5 with Randy Meek's memorial at his sister's
wait, hold
house,
on.
so I assume Brenda's ma is Shorty's sister just as Brenda was to Shorty in the first movie. This is her house, and since it looks like they're sticking pretty close to their own lore and the lore of the movie they're spoofing, remember Randy Meeks was the uncle of Mindy and Chad Meeks. So if this is spoofing that from Scary Movie 5, that confirms that these are actually Shorty's offsprings. They're playing Without Me by Eminem, which works as a nod to both the return of, you know, Ghostface and Scary Movie, and possibly a callback to Scary Movie 3's 8 Mile spoof. I will say, from what I've seen in this trailer, most of the references feel more like
this movie when he comes up, I feel like there's gonna be so many memes about this. I'm telling you, when he's releasing June, memes, a lot of memes, bro. Oh,
from
hell.
the first 2 Scary Movies when the Wayans family had more
Oh my God.
control rather than the later ones. So maybe not an Easter egg to Scary Movie 3, though I love that one. That is my favorite Scary Movie. It's March, and if you made some big swings with New Year's resolutions a few months back that haven't connected, I'm here to tell you that A, you're not alone, and B, it's fine. Most New Year's resolutions don't last very long, and that's okay because real lasting change comes from small, consistent habits that create growth over time. I had a therapist once encourage me to spend my money where the movie is a Miramax Paramount release. The original Scary Movie films were produced by Miramax's Dimension Films, which gave the Wayans family kind of creative control over the first 2 movies. After the Wayans left, later sequels like Scary Movie 3, 4, and 5 were made under different creative teams, and in some cases, different ownership. With Scary Movie 6, Miramax and Paramount are back in charge, meaning that the franchise has returned to the studio that originally launched the Wayans brothers family era films, which might explain why this trailer feels closer in tone to like Scary Movie 1 and 2 than the others. Lachlan Monroe returns, and I assume as Greg from the first movie, and yes, he did die in the first movie, but Brenda has also died over like 40 times, so it really doesn't matter here. Continuity does not matter in this franchise. And it doesn't matter in Scream either. They kind of return people back from the dead all the time. And what's fun here is, other than Greg, you know, kind of just being a cop, is also married to someone, but to whom? Because his girl died in the second funniest way in the first movie.
Yeah, let me stop. Bro, nobody give a damn. Bro, that was throwing popcorn, bro. Nah.
Scream 5, whose mom was Judy, the sheriff. So Greg could be.
I didn't even know all of this, bro. I didn't know. Man, what the
spoofing Judy. Ghostface is now approaching Tuesday, which is clearly a spoof off Wednesday. And the funny thing here is, as we know, Jenna Ortega was a major focus of the recent Scream movies, and in her appearance in Scream 5, her opening scene mirrors Drew Barrymore's iconic phone call from the original Scream movie. So the parody is working in layers here. They're using Jenna Ortega's other famous role as Wednesday to spoof her character in Scream 5, whose scene was already inspired by the original Scream opening. I love it. It eats. I'm sorry. I love it. We then transition to this house completely ready for war, and it's revealed to be Anna Faris's house. Our girl, our Cindy. Cindy, your TV's leaking. It's definitely a spoof of Laurie Strode in 2018's Halloween with the long hair and the glasses, and she has that Grandma Laurie look. Her home is completely overrun with security cameras, weapons, and everything else because in that movie, she overarmed her house and herself in case Michael ever returned. Also, you can see a bunch of mannequins in the background. In 2018's Halloween movie, she would shoot those on her property, if you remember. Cindy also has a child, which of course she does. She's going crazy. And then we see Regina Hall returning as Brenda, who is spoofing Octavia Spencer's ma, which it can't get funnier than that.
Wait, I think I know that movie,
when she drops this tray, it's very
I know that movie.
But you can see she's supplying jello shots, like her character in the movie supplying alcohol to underage kids. You can see Doofy's star on his chest in this scene, which is again spoofing the scene in Scream 5, where Melissa's character Sam gathers everyone to figure out who's just behind the mask.
You
then
in
we
the
cut
background.
to a center spoof, mimicking when the vampires first tried to enter the juke joint. Funny enough, these are the same folks that we kind of saw earlier during Cindy's introduction, so at some point the white people just will turn on us in the movie. Which, I mean, remember how they split up in Scary Movie 2? I feel like this is kind of a callback to that or some other scenario.
How come every time some scary shit happen that we need to stick together, you white people always say let's split up?
Then Ray shows up, and good lord, honestly, I love Ray in these movies. And of course, he's a cowboy. You can see on Shorty's son's outfit, he's rocking a golden poppy necklace, which Shorty also wore in Scary Movie 1 and 2. His was just upside down. Just like little details, I love them. We then see Cindy and Ghostface squaring up, which feels like a spoof of everything everywhere all at once, especially using the dildos to fight and shove up his butt.
Okay, yeah, I'm about to blur that, bro.
But I hope I can. Folks have also suggested that Cindy is spoofing John Wick here, and by the Entertainment Weekly photos that they've shared, she definitely is. I'll also add that the party in some of the corners of this shot is really
this shot's crazy, bro.
Don't know if they're spoofing it, don't know if it's just a party, but it does remind me of Happy Death Day. Then we get a spoof of Get Out, where Shorty too sinks into the sunken place, and I like that the cotton surrounding the chair is likely part of this joke, a callback to the moment when like Chris pulls the cotton out of the chair to block his ears. Sherry O'Terry now has returned as Gale Hailstorm, and dear lord, I love this character so much.
You're on my foot, fat shit! What did I say?
Don't ever step on Gail's shoes!
Why not?
Because Gail's wear Prada shoes!
You idiot!
She was a spoof of Gail Weathers from the Scream franchise, and I also love that she's wearing
She kind of bad though. I ain't gonna.
Gail's red blazer. She returns with Doofy, played by Dave Sheridan. The two ran off together at the end of the first movie with the reveal that it was Doofy the entire time. And I know you're wondering, why is Doofy still there? Why is Doofy still Doofy? Because continuity doesn't matter in this franchise. No one cares. Then Bobby returns, played by John
looks like Jim
Abrahams.
Carrey,
He
bro.
appeared in Marvel's Wonder Man as DeMar Davis's agent. His introduction is wrapped up in a smile spoof where he just can't stop smiling. Then we get a shot that says 217. We get a spoof to weapons, clearly. This is the time when all the children had run away. We then see 5 children running with trick-or-treat baskets and costumes in a V formation, hands spread wide like the wings, like the children and weapons were. Then Shorty says this. Run, bitch, run! Which he did say in the first movie. He said this would be the last words to Drew, played by Carmen Electra, who died in the first movie. And this child dressed like a mummy is hit by a car, which is a very scary movie thing to do. I'm pretty sure in Scary Movie 1 and 2, and
oh my god, damn, bro, how many?
End with someone getting hit by a car. It was like a running gag. We then transition into another Sinner's reference with Ray entering the church, and dear lord, why is it Ray? Why is it Ray? Ray as Sammy is so weird. Then we're back with Chris Elliott's character, who we saw in Scary Movie 2, and he still has his good hand.
Thank you, my child. I made them by hand.
What the? Legs
with Heidi Gardner, who you might remember from SNL and Damon Wayans Jr. Yes, how did you not know he was a Wayans offspring? He is. Then we move on to the spoof of The Substance with The Stuff, and of course Terrifier 3 with Art in his Santa outfit. What I love about
The Substance.
This moment is how closely it mirrors the original scene while also spoofing it. In the movie, the little girl's dressed in a green dress, but like an elf, and her mom isn't paying attention at first because she's on her phone. Then, as this clown, covered in blood and looking absolutely nothing like Santa, starts handing out presents, the parents do nothing. They just stand there and and let their
Bye,
kids
bro.
get excited. However, instead of kids unwrapping gifts of like body parts in this trailer, a child unfortunately opens a bomb in the real movie. So this actually is like an upgrade. Weirdly, more Easter eggs here. Behind Cindy is actually Michael Levy, a producer from the Terrifier movies who also played Will the Exterminator in Terrifier, the first movie, and Felissa Rose from Terrifier 2 and Sleepaway
Oh my
Camp.
god.
Sleepaway
See,
Camp.
nah, this before your I thought Terrifier came out in the year 2000, bro. Like I thought Terrifier 1 came out in 2005, right? And then 2, 2016, 3. Feel me?
That's
No, okay.
crazy. This scene, I assume, is supposed to be like a flashback between Cindy and her daughter, just showing how much of a shitty parent Cindy was. The trailer then closes with these doctors refusing to help because they're on break,
Bruh,
which is a
all she has to do is get up.
in the hospital when she's fighting Ghostface and screaming for help. But there's an extra funny detail here. The guy with his plate has 7 hot dogs, which is a callback to Weapons. Also, the woman's name tag on her
Now, bro,
Stanley
making
reads
me
Ratchet,
hungry, like.
which feels like a double joke, like a callback to Nurse Ratchet from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, while also playing on her being, you know, just Ratchet. Additionally, this is legendary comedian, actress, star, love of my life, Kim Waynes. Honestly, love her. This scene was perfect to end with. And thanks to Entertainment Weekly, we now have some other scenes we didn't get from this trailer yet, like More Sinners, where Brenda is Annie. Dear Lord. And a scene released for promo yesterday showing Tuesday, Sarah, Brenda, and Cindy. This trailer was packed with so many references to my favorite movies, which I guess is kind of the point of Scary Movie, and I just can't believe it's been over like 18 years since Marlon Shane and Keenan have worked together on a franchise like this. He said in interviews, this new movie is meant to bring back that same tone and like chaotic energy that made the first Scary Movie such a hit in the first place. And yeah, I get it from the trailer. Scary Movie is currently scheduled to hit theaters on June 12th, 2026. Comment down below your thoughts on the trailer. Did you like it? Did you love it? What part are you excited for? Did they get your Scary Movie? They got all of mine. And a special thanks to one of our YouTube members, TDS on a...
I think it was a Scary Movie reboot. It looks like a reboot, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, peace.